Hey guys, my name's Clont, and welcome to another episode of my FC24 Manchester United Career Mode series. This is episode 3. If you missed the last 2 episodes, I will leave a link in the description down below so that you can go back and watch them to make sure you're up to date with everything. In the last episode, we started our pre-season and got our first couple of signings in. In this episode, we'll be starting our Premier League season, with Wolves coming up in just a minute, but first, we have this offer for Anthony Martial from Inter Milan for 19.6 million. I decided to ask for 22 million, but unfortunately that was too much for Inter Milan and they walked away from the deal. Then we had confirmation of Donny van de Beek leaving us, heading off to Hellas Verona for a year on a loan deal. Then we had an offer of 54.2 million from Atletico Madrid for Sandro Martinez, which I turned down instantly. I'm not letting Martinez go. So then it was time for the first game of the season against Wolves at home. So this was the Wolves team. And this was my lineup. I went with Onana, Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Dalot, Casemiro, Mount, Fernandes, Rashford, Højlund and Antony. Hopefully that could get the job done for us today. So it was a bit of a slow start in the first game of the season. Nothing really happened until the 35th minute when Doyle had a really poor strike, but that was literally nothing happened before then. And then in the 42nd minute, this bit of play here is a really good example of how this game had been so far. Nobody could keep the ball, we kept giving it away, they kept giving it away, until eventually Onana decided to play the worst ball in the history of football, and it fell to Cunha, who played Neto in, and Wolves took the lead just before half time with a really nice strike, but it was all Onana. What a terrible pass that was. So then in the second half, it was a chance for Rashford. He was in and he should have shot there, but it took an extra touch, which meant the goalkeeper could get to it. And then from that resulting corner, we just kept shooting, it kept getting blocked. Shaw took a bit of a poor couple of touches, to be honest, then plays it back to Bruno Fernandes, who plays it into Mason Mount, who then finds Højlund and really should have put that in as well, but it forced a save from the goalkeeper, but that was a big chance. Then we get another chance. Varane wins the ball on the halfway line, runs with it, plays it to Kubo, who finds Bruno Fernandes, who takes a good couple of touches to get past the man, takes a shot, but well wide in the end. Then it was Wolves' turn, so Semedo plays it into Neto, who runs at the defence down the right wing, tries to play the pass in. Martinez gets tackled, ball comes back into Chang, who forces a really good save from Onana. Then late on Dalot loses the ball in our own half, and Wolves just break on us with Klazic, plays it to Chang, plays it back to Klazic, who then strikes over Onana and makes it 2-0 and confirms a nightmare start for us in this Premier League season. 2-0 loss to Wolves. So straight after that game then, we had an offer for Rasmus Højlund from Bayer Leverkusen for 20.4 million, rejected that. We also had an offer from Porto for Luke Shaw. They offered 3.2 million plus Taremi, but I didn't want Taremi. Then we had an offer of 19.7 million from Newcastle for Anthony Martial. I decided to ask for a bit less because clearly nobody wanted to pay 22 million, but Newcastle were also reluctant to pay over 20.3. Even 20.5 wasn't enough. I thought that was enough to seal the deal, but clearly not. So then it was time for the second game of the season and of the episode. Spurs team was Vicario, Udogie, Francis van der Ven, Pedro Porro, Højbjerg, Bentancur, Sarr, Kulusevski, Richarlison and Son. Our team going into this one was Onana, Reguilon, Martinez, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, Reinides, Fernandes, Garnacho, Højlund and Kubo. Decided to switch it up a bit from that poor performance against Wolves. So in the 18th minute, Son just runs directly at us, plays a good ball into Sarr, who takes a strike from the edge of the box and scores. I don't know how that got in, just really good strike over Onana, not much I could do about that. So it was 1-0 to Spurs, which confirms a really very poor start to the season, and it got worse with Garnacho then fouling Pedro Porro with an awful tackle and gets himself sent off, and we were down to 10 men. So then in the 40th minute, Wan-Bissaka finds him through, who then takes the strike and forces a save from Vicario, but really should be putting that in. And then from the resulting corner, Bruno Fernandes plays the ball in, and the ref actually gives a handball. Now, it was very similar to one that got given in the pre-season. It hits Bentancur on the shoulder. It's not a handball, it really isn't. So VAR overturned it straight away. It was one of the easiest decisions that VAR have probably ever had to do. So then Richarlison had a strike in the 60th minute, and then the 65th minute, Son plays it back to Udogie, who then finds Pedro Porro, who then plays it to Kulusevski, who forces another big save from Onana. We were under it. We really didn't play well in this game again. In the 70th minute, then we had a chance with Bruno Fernandes running out the defence, plays a little dink in to Guirassy, who takes a really good first touch and forces a save from the goalkeeper. Then in the 86th minute, we could not tackle the players. Maddison gets a strike away, Onana another comfortable save, and that's how that game finished. Another loss. 2 games in, we've taken no points and scored no goals, conceded 3 goals. Not great. Victor Lindelof also got himself injured in that game and he's off for a month. It's not too bad. Then we had an offer for Anthony Martial from West Ham for 19.7 million. I decided to accept it straight up because nobody else is paying anything more than that. Then we had a couple of scout reports back. Nothing really much to write home about. I decided to sign Dominic Jenkins, but I wasn't too impressed with him, so I just thought I'd get him in, see how much he could grow. But other than that, nobody else came back so far. Then I decided to switch things up a bit. Went with a formation where Mount came further back and Bruno Fernandes came back a little bit because it wasn't working with them in the middle like that. And then there was confirmation of Anthony Martial leaving us to go to West Ham for 19.7 million. Then it was time to face our final game of the episode against Nottingham Forest. They lined up Hennessy, Aina, Philip, Mourinho, Montiel, Yates, Dominguez, Mangala, Ahmad, Wood and Hudson-Odoi in a 4-3-3 holding. This was our team going into it. Onana, Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, Mount, Fernandes, Anthony, Guirassy and Rashford. So early on, we actually had a big injury there, Anthony getting injured, which then led for Hudson-Odoi to break. He does manage to get into Dominguez despite Wan-Bissaka's pressure. They keep playing around, they keep playing it back and forth around us. Dominguez then gets down the left wing, plays it inside to Hudson-Odoi, who then does this weird turn, finds himself in and actually scores. So not only does Anthony get injured, we actually go 1-0 down. And look at this turn here. I do not know how he's done that. He's not meant to do that. That is not on purpose. But that was confirmation that Anthony was actually forced off from that bit of play. And we'll find out what his injury is after this game. So then it was time for us to come. Bruno Fernandes then took a really nice strike and hits the bar, which is so frustrating. Our luck just isn't in at the moment. They then find another good ball into Wood, who forces a really good save for Onana. Onana's done some big saves so far this season. We then get a chance here. Varane with a huge chance, but couldn't score. The wrong person there, really. He didn't really want Varane there, he wanted someone else. But then in the second half, Guirassy plays a nice ball into Marcus Rashford, who's in behind, and strikes and gets our first goal of the season and makes it 1-1. A big goal, and there's his celebration, his little whatever, I don't know what it's called. But yeah, Rashford scores and makes it 1-1. And then not long after that, literally like 5-10 minutes I think, we win a free kick, we take it quick. Guirassy plays to Wan-Bissaka, plays it back to Mount, plays it to Kubo, plays it over to Rashford, turns his man, and a really nice strike to make it 2-1. We've turned the game around and it was a really good goal, really good bit of play then to make it 2-1. Really nice strike as well by Rashford to just play it back across the keeper and into the bottom corner. Then, late on, Wan-Bissaka plays it into Højlund, who can't get it to Rashford, but the goalkeeper, I don't know what he's doing. He's been put under pressure. He just needs to boot that away, but he takes way too long, and Rashford bursts in, takes the ball off him, and gets a hat-trick, and confirms our first win of the Premier League season, a 3-1 victory against Nottingham Forest. So that's our first 3 points, and hopefully we can build from that now. Then we had 2 offers, one for Rashford and one from Dalot, both rejected. Arsenal had no chance of getting Dalot. And then there was the confirmation of Anthony being out for 7 months, which means we're going to have to go back into the transfer market. So this is how the Premier League table's looking after this episode. So after 3 games, we're in 13th, 3 points. Not the best of starts, but a big win there. Hopefully we can kick on from that. Spurs top, winning 3 out of 3, including beating us in that episode, and there was the rest of the Premier League table. If you want to have a look at that, feel free to pause. So that's where we will end this episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything more from this series and my channel. We'll start the next episode off against Arsenal and continue our Premier League push. But for now, that's where we'll leave things. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, guys.